Hey, all, got a special one tonight. We're out at Johnson Valley, King of the Hammers 2024. The Desert Challenge starts tomorrow. I got a good friend of mine here with me, and we're just going to share a few of our stories. I think you'll enjoy this a lot. Mr. Ron Sater.
How you doing?
Okay, forget about the camera. It's not there, all right? Hi, Ron.
Hey, Wayne. How's it going?
It's going good. You done had some fun out here yet? You just got here this afternoon?
we went and checked out Hammertown. We went to the Follies bar.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was fun.
Cool.
No trouble. So it was good.
That's good. You can find trouble. So I met you a few years ago, but you've got a long history in racing. Like, I think you race as chariots?
No, yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Back then. No, I started racing in 1977.
So they were still horse-drawn?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
No, it was a 516 car.
Oh, cool.
I was the smallest kid in my auto shop class.
Okay.
And my dad sponsored the car.
Oh.
To keep me out of trouble.
Did it work?
No.
Okay, good.
Not at all.
I know.
We won 3 championships at Saddleback.
Really?
We won Riverside in the old days. Doug Ingalls drove the car from California Performance.
Right.
Marvin Shaw and Jamar, they helped build it and sponsor it.
So Marvin Shaw built those, I'll call them cool, buggy air shocks.
Yeah, you just worked on something.
I do get them in the shop once in a while. Yeah, I do. And you worked for Marvin Shaw.
No, I didn't work for him.
Oh, you didn't?
I just hung around the shop. I was the high school kid around the shop. Snow Thornsberry, the auto shop teacher in high school, and Marvin were real good friends.
And what high school?
Lake Elsinore.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They actually had they had an auto shop that you could bring your car in, build your car in school.
I probably wouldn't have graduated had it not been for my auto shops. And
never took the class. I was there every day.
Is that right? I took the class, and I was supposed to be there one period, and I was probably there 6 of the 7.
The whole day. And after school. Yeah, after school we would go up to the shop at his house, which was down the street.
Okay.
Yeah, those were the good old days.
Yeah. So you progress, and most people, I got to tell you, everybody I know knows who Ron Sater is. So, and the people that don't, they say, I know that guy. Where have I seen that guy before? So after that racing, that's how you get started in racing, and then you've had a fairly long professional career in racing, working for some of the bigs, Jim Coe and others. So tell me your next step.
After that, I actually worked for Dave Westham.
Okay.
For Neil Lager, Dave Westham out of high school. They had a Class 8 truck. And went from there. Then quit racing, kind of went off the other end.
So you just quit racing and
quit racing.
You went slow for a while?
No, I kind of went partying for a while. Then I came back. Then I came back.
Everybody does have a little bit.
So we came back in about, we went from about 85 to 90, kind of stopped racing.
So let's take a pause there. So you told me you were a survey, basically stick holder guy for a long time. Was that in that time there?
That was in that time.
That was in that
I was the guy that held the stick.
Yeah, the stick holder.
They would say, go out on the top of the mountain over there and you hold that stick. And I'd climb out through the weeds in Elsinore up on the Ortegas.
And so I'll tell you, you told me that we used to have they used to make notes like there's a tobacco can on top of a rock underneath a piece of granite, right? And I thought that was bullshit, right? I thought no way. And so I started researching. I went online, and you can see all the old survey records, right? And I'm reading back, and for a while it's like GPS basically points and 2,000.124 feet from this particular brass cap, blah, 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 blah. And that's what you get 10 years ago, and then 15 years ago. And then 20 years ago, it starts getting like, first you see the Wilson's cow, and then you go south. And I was shocked because exactly the way you described it. Like there's literally a
mound of rocks.
A mound of rocks with a
Copenhagen can with a nail in the middle of it.
Yeah.
And that was the corner of your property.
Yeah. I was shocked to hear that. That's funny. So that's good. Okay, so now back to racing.
So then in the 90s, saw a Baja Bug at one of the races, and it was built by Jimco. Said I want one of those.
And Mike Jolson. Yeah.
Mike Jolson. And went down to Mike's, bought a Baja Bug, raced it for a couple of years.
It's getting hot. Wow. Okay.
Decided I wanted to move up.
Okay.
Built a Class 1 car. Mike drove it for a while.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Had the car, very first Class 1 car with a V8 in it.
Really?
Had a Toyota.
Toyota?
Ivan Stewart motor.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How did you acquire that?
Greg at Fat.
So, you know everybody. So there's a story with the Greg at Fat Toyota motor. How did that happen?
Well, it was the Lexus steel blocked, same motor as that Ivan would run, with an 8-stack. I had an 8-stack throttle body deal.
So, tell me what was the era?
What was that?
The era. What year was this? About where was this?
It was 97, 98. Same time John Marking built the V6 car. Yeah. But I wanted a V8. Well, a V8 wouldn't fit.
So Marking was at Fox by then, right? Because
Marking was at Fox. Fox sponsored it was a Jimco 2000 car.
Jimco was Fox's biggest supplier for a long, long time.
Yep.
Rumor is, and I'll say it like it's fact when I'm telling a story around the campfire, but rumor is, and I can't verify, that Fox Off-Road probably wouldn't have survived had Jimco and a couple other dealers in that area, Bill Barnes at Mirage and some other guys, been able to sell the stuff and work on the stuff and kind of be their volume dealers.
Yep. Everybody in Santee.
Yeah. Yep. All in the same complex almost.
Yeah, well, everybody was right next to each other.
Yeah, exactly.
Where Jimco's moved 3 times, and you can see each building from where it is now.
You can hit an easy 7-iron on top of
every. I mean,
except for you and my 7-iron, I've golfed with you.
Where Jimco is now, the shop, original shop, is on the left, and it's about 3 buildings down, and it was one building. Your shop is bigger than Jimco was, the original.
Like
Jimco.
this one or my shop?
No, this shop right here is bigger than the original Jimco.
This chicken coop, huh?
It was 2 doors, 2 bays, and then down the complex they had one more for storage. That was where.
So when about did you go to work at Jimco?
I went to work at Jimco in 2003.
So other jobs and just raced with Jimco for a while, but then eventually.
Yeah, well, so I had my Class 1 car. Mike drove it, everything. Sold the Class 1 car because.
It's a Class 1 car.
So I had a Class 1 car. Yeah. It was awesome.
Yeah.
And I wanted a trophy truck.
Sounds like the progression.
Jimco had never built a trophy truck. So Mike goes, let's build you a trophy truck. And I go, well, I got to sell my car. He goes, well, I got a guy. They wanted my car less the motor.
Okay.
Because they needed a car to go to Dakar, because the car had to race in the U.S. and then it had to go to Dakar. It had to race here first, be score legal, then be able to go to Dakar.
Okay.
So my car got sold to a guy. His name was. They raced it for Volkswagen. They put a turbo diesel in it, and it's got
probably a 2.0 or 1.9 or something. Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but they put fender. It was a
they
put a funny Volkswagen body on it. It had a Jimco hood and fenders over the tires. Looked like a Roadster.
Any idea where that thing is now?
No idea where it is, but I know it. I've got a picture hanging on my wall in the shop that is my car in the Sahara Desert with a camel next to it.
Yeah, I had a conversation with Kurt Leduc, and he said, "You're racing, and you see a camel, and you've never seen a camel, so you drive around a circle to see the camel, and then you continue racing."
So the car ended up third overall in class, or third in class, and seventh overall in the Dakar, and it was in '99 or 2000. So Mike decided to build me a trophy truck. So we started it. Mine was the first car of the Dominator series in Jimco.
So your Class 1 car was the Dominator?
No. The trophy truck that they started building. Jimco built 4 or 5 Dominators. Mine was the first one.
But that's not a trophy truck, Ron.
No, there was one that was a trophy truck. It was mine.
That's not J1 then, huh?
No, way before J1.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so when they would build the Dominator series, they built John Markings, they built his Dominator. Yeah. They built one for Harrah's.
Right.
They built a couple other ones, but mine was the first one, and I ran out of money.
So, shocking. A trophy truck and you ran out of money.
Yeah. Wow. So mine went on the shelf. So mine lived in the rafters for 3 or 4 years at Jimco. It was up in the rafters. Right. So it looked like John Marking's car in the front, Dominator in the front, and it had a truck rear end. It was the only one that they built. The car is still around.
Do you know where it is?
I finished it. It's in Orange County. Gary, he owns sunglasses.com. He actually owns it. Put a truck body on it, and they finished it at Streamline.
Oh, okay.
Streamline finished it.
Yeah.
And he still has it. I haven't driven it. I haven't got a chance to drive it.
Funny.
But my original Jimco Dominator trophy truck, the very first one, this was 5 years before Mike ever built J1.
So I spent hours in a truck with you, and I didn't know all this.
You didn't know all that.
What were we talking about? I was probably talking about me, wasn't I?
Yeah, always.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. That's a cool story. I find the more I talk to people, the more I'm like, I didn't know that. That's cool. So you go to work for Jimco. You worked there how long?
So I worked for Jimco for 3 years.
Okay.
3 or 4 years.
How come I thought it was 40 or something?
Yeah. Well, it's because I'm old.
So am I.
So I worked for Jimco, and I would take people to the races.
Yeah.
I would take care of people.
Yeah.
So before they started their pitting service.
Okay.
So like I went to work for Corey Sheeler.
Okay.
In Vegas.
So you let me have use your base radio here for the spring, so I have a base radio, and I get the biggest kick out of telling people, go look to the channel
list on that.
Who's Herder? Who's Sheeler? I don't know.
Yeah. So I worked for Corey Sheeler for a long time. I went to Vegas. Actually, before, the reason I left Jimco is I was going to Vegas to work for Corey, but there was a team that needed someone for Dakar. One of their people had got arrested. They could only take 10 people to Dakar. One of their people got arrested in Vegas, so imagine that. So I left. I went to work for Corey. I was going to go to Dakar. Got all my FIA certifications, everything ready to go. The guy got out of jail. He got to go, not me. I was the 11th guy, and that was the year they went to Russia.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I almost went to Dakar, but I worked for Corey Sheeler for years. Stopped working there, came back. Then I started working with Jimco again, back and forth.
Yeah.
Worked for Appleton. Went to work for Scott Kincaid. Worked for him for a few years.
Tell me about your experience with Appleton. How you co-drove, right? And worked on the truck as well?
I did a lot of pre-running with Appleton. Pre-ran the 1,000. I mean, the year we won the 1,000, I was there for 38 days.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I every time I'd come across the border, they go, "You were just here. It's secondary.
Yeah. You got to know those Border Patrol agents well.
Oh, Border Patrol. One time we were in Bay of LA. He goes, be at the airport there isn't an airport in Bay of LA.
Kinda.
But there is one.
There's a strip out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he goes, be at the airport in Bay of LA at 8 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So we get there at 8 a.m. It's like we're the only ones sitting there. There's a building. Plane flies in low over the thing, lands on the runway. He jumps out, jumps in the chase truck, goes, get out of here. So we take off. Federale's coming off the end of the runway. Plane takes off. He tells the guy, be back here on Saturday at 8 o'clock. So plane takes off, we take off. Federales are left there. Saturday at 8 o'clock, we roll up. Plane lands. Federales are there early. Walks over. There you go. Plane takes off. We take off. Federales take off.
So this is more than 7 years ago, right? We need to make sure the statutes.
Yes.
Okay.
This is
good.
in 2009 or 10.
Oh, we don't want to be that specific. It's just more than 7 years.
More than 7 years.
Okay, statutes good. He's good. It's all good.
So, they crazy stuff.
Crazy stuff. So you worked for or with Chuck Dempsey at one point?
I worked for Chuck. So in the middle there, after Appleton, went to work for Dempsey and Speed Technology.
Oh, okay. That's
so
Hara,
for
right?
John Hara.
Yeah.
And that was because of Jimco. John Hara had a couple of Jimco champion cars, a Jimco Dominator.
So Vegas Reno 2009.
2009.
That's a 3-day.
Yes.
I really met you Vegas Reno 2009.
Was that the year with the handicap guy?
No.
No.
It was 3. I was looking for fuel, 3/8 fuel line. And you were the one that came up and said, I don't know, but I said, is JT around? And then you got me to JT. And that was the first time we actually met. You just don't remember me.
Yeah.
Because I probably hadn't slept in 30 hours.
And
My
neither
hair
had I.
looked like it is as right now, and we were probably both delirious. But that was a fun race.
Yes.
Yes.
So worked for Speed for a long time. Did the super lights. We started working at Dempsey's shop, Oak Hills.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I'd drive up to Oak Hills every day.
From Elsinore.
Okay. And then they decided they wanted to move the shop to Reno.
Right.
So we'd fly out of Ontario every Monday and fly home every Friday if there wasn't a race. There were some months where I worked 20 days, 30 days straight. So you'd fly to Reno, you'd have your hotel room, you'd have a chase truck, you'd work straight through, you'd fly out to Phoenix and race the short course trucks. You'd fly back, then you'd have a desert race at Parker, you'd go to Parker, you'd go down to Mexico.
Yeah, so Chuck is one of my favorite guys to like chalk tune with. There's about 3 that are my favorite. Chuck is really good. Chuck is the calmest guy behind the wheel I've ever seen. Sometimes I tell him, "Are you asleep over there?" Because he's not moving. He's fast, but he just doesn't. He's just so calm and he's so relaxed, and it's awesome to watch him work. And if you've ever ridden with Chuck, you know what I'm talking about. But the thing I love about Chuck is when occasionally when he has something on his mind, he says it, whether he should or shouldn't.
Exactly.
So I was working with Chuck.
Working with Chuck was great.
Yeah.
Speed Technology we had 5 super lights at Chuck shop, prepped those.
5 super lights?
We had 5 of those there.
Wow.
They had 15 of them in the Reno shop.
So you had 20 super lights.
I think at one time they had 27.
And how many drivers?
They were rent. They rented them. I
So
mean,
it's a real
Deegan started driving in those.
And that was
Twitch.
The super light was the rotary motor.
Super light was a rotary motor.
Yeah.
It was at that time it was a Fusion
chassis, right?
Chassis.
Yeah.
I don't know. Tommy Madigan built the chassis, but they were built in Lake Elsinore to start with.
Okay.
So everybody drove them Twitch.
Yeah, I remember when they would race in Elsinore. It was there's 30 in the class.
Good story about Elsinore. We took so many cars to Elsinore one year.
Yeah.
Well, someone picked up one. We left a trailer in the corner. Speed did. A year later, we came back.
And got your trailer?
Got your trailer.
There's so many trailers you didn't know was there?
No. And the bad thing was, we got back to Reno, nobody missed the trailer.
Yeah, there's
for a year.
That's a lot of trailers.
Yeah, that's a lot of trailers.
Don't miss a trailer.
Well, we'd put 7 or 8 of them in a semi.
Yeah.
And those little cars.
Oh.
A lot of fun. A lot of different drivers, a lot of different people. I mean, and they just tear the shit out of them. Yeah. They were rentals.
Rental cars.
Rental cars. You'd leave your credit card and you would just.
Yeah,
even I think Corey Weller. Corey Weller raced one for a while. Deegan, Twitch, guy from NOS, don't remember his name. He raced one.
So, Speed Technologies, and then more Jimco. Where'd you go from there?
After Speed Technology, I worked for Don Dell, worked at his shop for a while, worked for Jimco, and then a lot of stuff for myself.
Speaking of stuff for yourself, you have a very unique UTV. So tell me about the Yama Caterham.
So I have a Arctic Cat.
Wildcat, the original Wildcat.
Wildcat, original Wildcat.
Not the Textron, the actual Wildcat, right?
Yeah. So I went down to Burt's and talking to the guy, and this is when the biggest thing was a 900.
Right, before the 1000.
Before the 1000. And I'm talking to the guy, and he goes, well, what color do you like? He goes, you're going to have fun in any one of them. So I picked the Wildcat because it had round tubing. I can work with round tubing.
Okay. Not stock crap.
I can't work with square tubing. And the old 800s were square tubing. So bought an Arctic Cat Wildcat. Caught it on fire. So caught it on fire.
So is this like a Wayne fire that was caused because I'm stupid, or is this?
Oh no, this is a drive shaft come apart, ripped the oil line off.
This is just a bad thing.
Well, no, the guy over there, he's on the radio in his car going, "You're on fire! You're on fire!" We're at TOLs, people running from campgrounds with things, and I'm on fire.
Okay,
so on fire. Get the car home, take it apart. Car's junk. Like the car.
Well, kind of was before the fire too, but I'm not going to say
pretty
that.
much.
Yeah.
So like the car, really like the Yamaha platform. Yeah. You can shift it. The old Yamaha, you can shift it. It's no belts. It's like driving a Class 1 car.
It's your mini Class 1, yeah?
Yes. It's not very fast, not very much horsepower, but from this bush to that bush to that bush to this bush, the funnest car in the desert. So bought a Yamaha. In my driveway, I took the Yamaha and I cut it apart. I saved the center section. I cut the...
So I have a question before you get too far. You live in Canyon Lake.
Oh, yeah.
It's an association community. How did they let you do this in your driveway? Or did you just not ask?
I just did it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You sure you want to say it? You want
I want to say it.
Okay.
Because in Canyon Lake,
yes.
So I have a rack on my truck that I haul a car.
I was hoping you'd get to this story. Yep. I know
I can take that rack
and
I take it off my truck and I put it in my driveway and I weld on the rack and put things on and fix the cracks.
Right.
I get a ticket.
Right.
I take that rack off my truck and I put it on my trailer and I park my 30-foot trailer in my driveway hanging almost in the street and I don't get a ticket.
Yeah.
Explain that.
Karen.
I cover the rack up when it's there by itself. I cover it up so nobody can see it. I park my truck.
All pretty.
Yeah, all pretty. Yeah. But no, I get a ticket. Yeah. So you know what? I put my trailer, I put my rack, I park it on it, make it ugly, and don't get a ticket. So I took a Yamaha, I cut it totally a running car, cut it apart, slid it in slid it just right in the middle, there. Fit between the trailing arms. That much.
Perfect.
Each side. Slid right in. Tubes lined up, everything. So now I have an Arctic Cat with a Yamaha in the back.
So that's what you had.
That's what
it's different now, though.
It's a little.
But we won't talk about that because we haven't got there. So, so we met, but kind of didn't meet. The first time was just in passing with Speed Technologies at Vegas Reno 2009, and then I want to say it was 15 or 16. We were in San Felipe on the. It's the 3.
Portecitos Road.
We were on Portecitos Highway down by Camelot?
No, it wasn't that far down. It was the second wash.
Yeah, there's a kilometer marker that we always turn out there.
Yeah.
Percival. It's across from Percival, right?
In there.
Yeah.
Kind of close.
Yeah, so it's right across from Percival right there.
Old
right?
Portecitos Road.
And we're on Portecitos Road, and I'm down there, and I've got a whole bunch of people that we're meeting. And I did not know that you were there, but we worked with the Park House car, and you were there, and I guess the Park House car broke while we were there. I think it broke the torque converter, and that meant you didn't get a ride.
That meant I didn't get to ride in that car.
I didn't know that till tonight when we were talking about that. I thought we didn't meet until a couple of years later, where we were both working with Justin Lofton, and I was supposed to be a crew chief guy, and so we all pile in the truck and head down to wherever our pit was.
That was
it was off the 5.
Going across, it was
it's past K77 because we had coffee at K77. Constitution?
Constitution.
No? Yeah. Okay.
Yep, turned into Constitution
So
going up the
Constitution,
hill.
We
before
went
they
in.
went over the pass.
And so I'm driving, and I'm an adult person, and I'm the crew chief, and I'm in charge of this show, and I'm driving, and we're on this dirt road in this big chase truck.
I was co-driver.
Well, you were in the right seat. But right. So, and we didn't know each other, and we were having a small talk, and horn toad runs across the road. And I immediately go for the brake and reach for the shifter, and I think, nope, I can't. I'm an adult. I can't act like a 10-year-old boy. These guys have got to respect me. And Ron goes, stop! And then we're both out chasing a horn toad.
Yep.
So
and caught him.
No, we didn't. We couldn't. We did not catch that horn toad.
We caught the next one.
We did not. Yes. So didn't catch the horn toad, and the guys in the back are like, okay, guys, it's.
And there was 3 of them.
There were. And they're big guys scrammed in the back of that F-350 or 550, whatever it was. And we're driving, and we get down. We're short.
Justin's crew.
Yes, but we're short. Remember, we're short a guy.
Yeah.
So we get down to the pit, and we get set up, and we move right in, and some people I know, people I've raced with, people I've shared I've owned a car with these people. I'm like, Earl, Jim, all this stuff, worked on their cars and all this stuff. Hey, you mind rolling a tire for us and all this stuff? So I was like, yeah, I'll roll a tire. And Jim's like, I'll do whatever you want. And so we got enough people. I feel better, all this stuff. Radio comes on. Justin's coming. I can see the dust. Justin's coming. I can see the truck. I look down at my feet, and there's a horn toad. Just as a joke, I reach down, I pick it up. It didn't even try to run from me. I pick it up, and I say, Ron, and I hand it to the truck's down there coming. I'm getting ready to step out to wave him in. And my left tire guy has got a horn toad in his hands running around looking for a box.
No, I put him in a helmet bag.
I said, I know you're looking for a box. I think it was, right?
Yeah. Jojo.
So I knew Ron and I were kindred spirits as soon as he said, stop, and we went and chased a horn toad. So that was when we
had
really
to stick him in the back of the truck to get him smuggle him across the border.
Yeah, you smuggled him across the border, Jojo, and he ate
ants,
red ants,
and mealworms. Yeah. And let him go at my sister's house in Marietta.
Yeah.
And hopefully he's still making baby toads.
So I bought the springs May of 22, and I started working out here a little bit. And I think the first thing I did was catch a white horn toad. And I sent you pictures. I still think I have a picture of it. And they're all over out here. So if you want a horn toad, you just...
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I had them for my kids before JoJo.
Okay.
I had them for my kids. We caught them in La Cresta.
Yeah.
and there was 3 or 4 of them. But we used to order ants online. You'd order them online. They'd send them in a tube, and you'd feed these horny toads ants.
But yeah, no. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So where were we? Got through speed. We got through the Yamakataham. And what else have we done fun?
We started building this place.
Yeah, we did build this. I think you're having surgery, and you're out here handing me sheets up to the roof, right? You were having surgery like the next day, or had just had surgery, or just been cleared after surgery, right?
No, it was right in that time. I had a few surgeries. I think 5 stomach surgeries.
Yeah, you did have some things, and Kathleen was like, "Did you know he's just had surgery?" I'm like, "I did." I'm not asking him to do more than he wants to, and she, "You can't have him work out there." I'm like, "Yeah." But no, she was concerned for you, and she didn't think I was concerned enough for you. And I said, "No, he'll do whatever. He's good."
No, it was all good.
Yeah.
So we poured Memorial Day. We poured that foundation.
Was it Memorial Day?
It was Memorial Day.
That's right, because you guys came. No, it wasn't. It's 22. It was only 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah. So you guys came in. You brought.
We rolled in. My son-in-law now.
Yeah.
Married my daughter.
Oh, cool.
He was helping. My son was helping, and we poured that foundation.
And we embedded the yellow spring on that side.
Yep.
That day. Yeah,
and then that's when we got the water barrels.
We did get the water barrels.
Yeah, that was a windy day.
And
tell us about the windy day.
Well. So I have some new information for you on this windy day. Okay. So remember how I said I lost one?
Well, yeah, it blew away.
It did blow away, but I have to cop to something.
You let it blow away?
Yes, I let it blow away, but it was blowing and windy, and we were getting ready and all this stuff, and
When you say there it goes?
No, I did. Well, kind of. So I say, like, those water barrels, I wonder if they'll be okay.
Wait. No, by the way, these water barrels are 11 feet around.
2,500 gallon.
2,500 gallon water barrels.
They were empty?
Well, yeah, they had holes in the bottom of them.
Well, I fixed that.
Yeah.
Okay. So I decided, I think Kathleen had to go home. She had back hurt. Her back was hurting, so I was here by myself, and the wind was blowing. I didn't want to be in the motorhome because I thought it was blown apart. So I'm like, I'm going to go cruise around the truck and kind of look around. So I go out, and I pull up next to the water barrels. They're bold still there, right? You didn't know this.
I didn't know this.
Because I told you.
If you watched it blow away.
I think I told you that they were just gone when I woke up. But,
yeah, you did.
Right. But what really happened is I pulled up next to them, and something about the vortex of my truck pulling to the side of them, that one lifted and went like this. And I chased it. And if you go out and look at the black Ford right now, there's a dent on the passenger door where I tried to stop it with the black Ford. So I was out tuning at Dave Cole's place, and he had a guy that had a helicopter, and I was mentioning the water barrels. They said, well, let's go look for them. So we get in this, I think it was a Jet Ranger, or maybe it was Airbus. It was a really nice helicopter. Or way too nice to be looking for water barrels. We come fly, we circle the springs, and it was just had a roof and stuff on it. Then it would circle and take video, and then we fly out across the desert, zigzagging, and all of a sudden, hey, there it is. It was 3 miles away out on a sand dune. And then I came back, I got a trailer, and I drove out there and found it.
Yep.
Brought it back, and it's here.
Now we have 2.
Now we have 5,000 gallons of water.
Yep.
That's the shenanigans Ron and I do. He calls me and he says, Ron calls, hey, do you want a great big steel table? It's like 1 inch thick. Do you want an old windmill? I'm like,
well, it's in your house now, in your living room.
It is. The tail's in the living room. Yeah, you're right. I'm a hoarder, so Ron's a bad influence for me.
Well, so we roll up when we're coming back tonight out here.
Yeah.
And I go, that hose is new. And Austin goes, I recognize those pipes.
We got to make a flagpole out of them.
I know.
How are we going to thread them together?
I don't know, but he helped me get them in the in the trailer.
Yeah, I know he did. Thank you, Austin. We're going to do stuff with them. We're going to make an arch for the gate.
We need an arch, but we need to thread them together. But how are we going to stand them up?
I have an idea.
Wanted me to tell you the Samberry story.
Well, let's hear the Samberry story.
So we are at the Terrible Town 250.
Yeah, I was there.
Yep. Mike's driving my car, first race out for it. I'm co-driving. So Sam's 2 cars in front of us, I think. We're starting third or fourth, Sam's second. Sam comes back to Mike, Mike's driving, and says, when you catch me, honk the horn. You know, I'll pull over. You guys are way faster than me. No problem. So
Sam said that?
Sam Berry. He had his old car that he had forever, that old Class 1 car.
Okay.
Sam came back to Mike and said, hey, when you catch me, honk the horn. So this is when Terrible Town started in town. You'd run up through all the mobile homes, down the streets, through the washes.
Which is most of Vegas back then.
Yeah. So Mike catches Sam, honks the horn. Sam rabbits. Sam runs. So Mike catches him in the next corner. We honk the horn. We're honking on him. Takes off. Sam comes up, checks up. Mike clocks him. So Mike clocks him. Takes out his power steering pump. I mean, because this was after probably 10 miles of on his bumper honking the horn, rabbiting it in front of us. So we are leading the race overall. Our guys are up at only one pit stop. Our guys are up there. It's so cold out. They've got the fuel tower. We were new at fuel towers. They've got the fuel tower under the hood of the truck, warming it up so they could unroll it.
All the hose, yeah.
Sam's guys come over and want to beat up our guys because we took Sam out of the race. So our guys are up there. The helicopter lands. ESPN lands to film our pit stop. We're getting ready. We're 5 miles from the pit. Well, Mike had figured the fuel mileage.
I know this story.
So Mike fueled. No car gets less than 3 miles to the gallon.
You want to bet?
Yeah. This Class 1 car. No car gets ever gets less than 3 miles.
But it is a Toyota V8, right?
Toyota V8.
They'll pass anything but a gas station.
Yeah. So we got 2.4.
That's less than 3.
Less than 3. So
Mike was never that good at math.
No. So we're coming up to the pit. All of a sudden, it's like they're ready for us. Where are you guys at? You know, we're coming up. Hell, on the radio, we ran out of gas, or you know what?
You never say you ran out of gas. We're having the engine issues or fuel problems. It won't start.
So the crew chief his name's Bruce.
Yeah.
Gets on the radio. What is the nature of your problem? We're having a fuel pickup problem. There's no fuel to pick up. So
that's beautiful.
So that was when the bikes raced with us. So quad comes by. We find a whiskey bottle in the riverbed. Siphon about this much in a whiskey bottle out of the quad. Motorcycle comes by. We siphon about that much more. Pour it in the car.
How many bikes and motorcycles?
3.
Okay.
So we got 3. So we tell these guys, these guys are so far back now.
Yeah, they're just surviving.
Like, we're gonna make sure you guys get to the next pit.
Right.
We get the car fired up. So we're going along. We got 3 bikes in front of us, or 2 bikes and a quad in front of us. Come up over the hill. Find Jeff Quinn. Broken down.
You're not first on the road anymore.
No,
okay.
We're way past first on the road.
Oh, okay.
So we get to Jeff Quinn. We're 5 miles from the pit. Jeff's guys are there with him. Jeff is broken. In a Jimco. His guys give us 5 gallons of gas. We get the bikes to the next pit. We get to the next pit. We get DQ'd because we took gas in the wrong spot. But we finished. Had fun. Great race.
That's funny. Did you ever make nice with Sam? I mean,
I don't think Sam remembers that story. So when Sam sees the video, hopefully he remembers. And
but it was Mike driving, not you, so you're fine.
I'm good.
Remember, you were telling Mike the whole time, don't hit him, and he hit him anyway.
Yep.
So remember that? Yeah,
yep.
I remember.
Yep, took out his alternator. Or power steering pump.
Something on the accessory side of the motor. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
and
it happens in buggies. Their engine's sticking way out there.
Yeah, and he shouldn't have said, "I'll pull over for you."
Or if he said that, he should have pulled over.
Exactly.
I mean, don't pull over. It's whatever.
But after the third or fourth time that we caught him, it's Mike got free, and you know how Mike gets.
No.
You've ridden with Mike.
He's so patient.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's so patient. He never loses his temper. He's always just so even keel. He's never. That's all bullshit.
That could be a whole story.
Yes.
A whole segment of us talking everything about Mike Jolson.
Yeah. I just got to say that in racing, I have found that the best part of racing is the stories and the people you meet. And it's people like you, to me, that make racing worth, so much fun, because we have good stories, we have a good time, and just a simple little encounter. You meet somebody, you become fast friends, and the next thing you know, they're bringing you rusty junk.
The thing that I get is, just like today, I meet a guy from the other side of the campus.
Yeah.
We start talking.
Yeah.
I've known him for years.
Yeah.
20 years.
Really?
Do not know his name. And that's me. That's my fault.
Oh, I have that.
Because I know people.
Yeah.
I know their faces.
You know everybody, and everybody knows you, but you don't remember the name.
Do not remember the names, but I remember what they do and who they are.
I can remember the type of car they were driving, the color it was, what we did to the shocks.
What kind of beer they drink, and what kind of cigarettes they smoke.
Well, I don't know any of those, but I can do that. So I meet enough people that I'm not even shy about him. I'm like, look, I'm very sorry, but I don't remember your name.
I haven't gotten to that part yet. I still don't know his name.
I don't want the screen facing toward my man here. I promise I'll edit out everything that's weird. Okay?
Oh. My light's on.
How are we?
Pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty good.
All right. Here we go. You did great.
I didn't.
You did great. It was the story. Was that not good? It was just conversation. That was so good.
I can't talk in front of a camera. Get it! Go, get it!
I never raced with Mike. I rode a lot. I rode some with him tuning, but I never raced with him. So, yeah, that's funny. Oh, that's awesome. I like that story. I'll edit that in somewhere. Ron.
Behind us, because this guy's over there in the bushes with the ball finder.
I had the best finder. It's like 17 feet long. And I wasn't in the bushes, out of the water? Creek. Yes. Remember hole 11 at Menifee Lakes when I got like 42? I just let those guys play through.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's funny because hole 11 there, and they were playing through. There were so many people playing through, we couldn't even get back in line because you were finding so many balls.
I could still see golf balls in the lake. I had to get them out.
Well, they make them.